What's up, guys? It's your girl, Nosh. Happy Friday. Today's message is a little different. I feel like today's message is more about the self than anything. Like thyself, yourself, you, who you are. It's more for that. And it's also more for, I want to say it's for the ladies, but then I don't want the gentlemen to kind of get upset that I did a message for the ladies only. So gentlemen, if you can take away from this as well too. I mean, technically I could just speak to you guys as I'm just speaking to whatever gender. We'll do it that way. All right. If you want to take the suggestion that my spirit guides are offering or the message that they put on me, you can go for it. If not, you could just stay around for entertainment and hear me talk. So happy Friday. Let me clear my throat. The message is, and it was really clear as day as I heard it in my head. Don't be moved by small gestures. You deserve the best. You are worthy of the best. You deserve more than what you are being given. And don't be afraid. Don't put yourself in a box and say, oh no, I don't deserve that. Or cap. I can't believe I'm using the word cap. I'm using the word cap in a sense where don't cap it. Not don't lie about it. Meaning, like when people from my generation, when we said it's a cap, meaning it's capped off. There's a bar to it, Don't do that to yourself. Don't think that you only deserve such and such. You deserve more than that. Okay? A lot of you out there are deserving of, good lives, comfortable lives, luxurious lives, happy lives. And you deserve it. A lot of times, I think this also goes back to our ancestry, our ancestors, our lineage. We come from ancestors who were killed for money, killed for riches. So sometimes our ancestors may look out for us and try to keep us in a certain, line so that if we become rich, same thing doesn't happen to us. This is where I like to talk to my ancestors and say, listen, ancestors, I am grateful for everything that you went through, the hard work, the labor, the tragedies that you went through. But please understand that if I had the riches that you had, that's not going to happen to me, because I'm here to break that cycle. And you guys are going to be like, wait, what is she talking about? All right, here we go. Get your coffee cup, get your tea cup, get your breakfast. We're going to sit down and we're going to go through this. Most of our ancestors dealt with people during their time period that were cruel, right? They were killed for their positions, their status. In a sense, they basically felt that because they had this money, because they had this status, they had this position, that's why people came after them. I hope you guys are understanding. What I'm trying to say is some of your ancestors were kings and queens and dukes and governors and governess and whatever high people out there. You know what I mean? Like those high status people, rock stars, movie stars, whatever, presidents, whatever, generals of armies, militias, whatever, Some of your ancestors were that. And some of your ancestors were taken down because of these reasons of having these high statuses and high positions. Sometimes our ancestors try to keep us safe, right? What's their job? Their job is to keep us safe. That's why they're assigned to us. Some of them take that job very seriously, that they will stop you from becoming rich and powerful or in status because of what occurred to them. This is where you want to sit and tell your ancestors, I'm very grateful for what you've been through. I learned from what you went through. But I am here Oh, that's amazing. I'm trying to teach you guys this, and someone's like, no, don't tell them. Don't tell them. No, I am going to tell them. They need to learn this, right? Right, Mrs. B? Yes, thank you. I just saw a big fat ass queen bee just fly by me. She's saying, put that crown on, Nosheen. Put that crown on and tell them. Tell the others to put the crown on as well, too. As soon as you put the crown on, the honey will come. Thank you, Mrs. B. So I was listening to this individual, and they were talking about how our ancestors worked really hard, put their lives on the line. And in return, as we are living our lives, they're looking out for us, right? So over and over, we think, why can't we get there? We manifest, we pray, we wish, why can't we get there? Sometimes it's your own ancestors blocking your path. And not that they're doing it maliciously. They're doing it out of concern. Because you ever heard the saying, maybe that person isn't rich because if they were rich, they would be an asshole? You know how automatically when we think of rich people, we think of assholes? I'm not saying all rich people are assholes. Most of the ones I met, they are. Anyways. People who are rich in integrity, dignified in respect and honor and love, those people to me are very wealthy. But then you also have the material wealth, right? So this is where we come in and say, oh, if you have material wealth, you start to think that you're better than others. Or when you start to think you're better than others, you become a target. Or whenever you come into a high status, a high position, you automatically become a target. We don't want to live like that. We don't want to think like that because we want to get into our high positions. We want to get into our high statuses. But if we continue thinking that we're going to be targeted, guess what's going to happen? That's what's going to happen. We're going to be targeted because that's the energy, that's the focus we're putting on it. This is where I say, tell your ancestors, call your ancestors down, have a meeting with them and tell them, ancestors, I appreciate the struggles that you went through, but please remove that fear out of my bloodline that teaches me that if I were at a high status or I was at a high position, it would be harmful to me. Like more money, more problems. Let's get rid of that. I love Biggie Smalls and all. I really do. Really do. My number one rapper, Biggie Smalls. If you don't know, now you know, brother. But even with that song, more money, more problems. No, more money, happiness. Let's change it around. More money, more happiness. Okay? But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of people have it set ingrained in their head that, oh, if you make more money, you have more problems. You make more money, people don't like you, or people want to take from you more. Stop saying that over yourself. That's where I talk about you deserve the best. You do deserve the best. You deserve to be in that high position. You deserve to be in that high status. That, of course, if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. We all deserve to be successful in whatever path that we're walking in. This is where you step in, you say to your ancestors, I am grateful for all the work that you've put in, but please remove this blockage, this fear of becoming wealthy out of my bloodline. You got to start within. Most of us, it's very easy for us to manifest. But then most of us will understand that we manifest it, but it goes so quickly. Start to manifest it in a sense where it sticks. And you know how you do that? You get rid of all the blockages. Remove the blockages. Remove that lack mentality. Like, oh, if I get this, then I'm going to have to do this. You are blocking yourself. Like if you want a big house, right? I'll just give you a prime example of what people do to themselves. You want a big house. Okay, let's call it, you want a mansion, right? Somebody out there is manifesting a mansion. God, I pray that if that person is worthy of it, is deserving of it in your eyes, you bless that person with that mansion that they're looking for, that house that they're looking for. That's another thing. We have to bring it in front of our source. We have to bring it in front of universe, in front of God. Long time ago, they taught us that if you invite God, the universe, into your everyday life, into your everyday questions, into your everyday hopes and wishes, it comes faster. Because even God, the universe, is happy because you are including them into it. A lot of times what we do is we sit and say, oh, I want this, I want that. We never think about anything other than the I want. You know, there's proper ways to ask and there's proper ways to go about things. As a parent, those of you who are parents that are listening to me, when your child comes up to you and says water now, I know the reaction on your face. Because where I work with children, and sometimes those kids come up to me and say, water now. And I'm like, excuse me, what's the magic word? Please. Don't you think the universe, God, the universe feels that way about you too? Like, what happened to the thank yous? What happened to the pleases? What happened to the gratefulness? When you put more gratefulness in the things that you ask for and the things that you pray for, you get them faster. When you put hopelessness in the formula, you're blocking yourself, okay? I was about to blink and say, what the heck was that? I just thought I saw a peacock, guys. Wow. Woohoo. That's amazing. No, it wasn't a peacock. Anyways, is somebody thinking about a peacock? Somebody want to live somewhere where there's peacocks? I would love to live somewhere where there's peacocks roaming around. It's just beautiful right there. Paradise to me. And mango trees. We can't forget the mango trees. Mango trees and peacocks all around, right? And green lush trees. Luscious green trees. I love that. I love green. I really do. It makes the mood feel good. So anyways, please, thank yous, being grateful, being in gratitude all the time is what brings everything in. And when you're grateful and when you're in gratitude all the time, that is where you learn that you are worthy and you are deserving of these things, okay? Being worthy and being deserving is the attitude you want to have. But you also want to bring it to God, the universe, and say, God, if you think I'm worthy and deserving of it, I think I am. Have that attitude. You know what I mean? Like, excuse me, can I please have water? Because, you know, I need water. I'm deserving of water. Please, can I have this water? I'd be really grateful. I would be really, really grateful. My gratitude is going to go sky high if you can give me this water, if I get this water. I have this water in my life, and because of this water, I'm so grateful. This currency. I have so much currency flowing into my life that I'm so grateful for it, universe. Every day I wake up and there is currency flowing to me because I am of water. I am of currency, so currency comes to me. So you see how that sounds? But after that, you let it go. And when we say you let it go, what we're explaining when we say you let it go is, don't think about where the currency is going to come from, how the currency is going to get to you. It's going to come. You just have to believe. Like, famous example that I teach my clients. I'm a spiritual life coach, by the way. When I am in the season of coaching, I teach my clients that you want to basically consider it, in a sense, letting it go. You ask and then you let go. And this is how you let go. You don't think about it. You don't think about where it's coming from, who's bringing it, how it's going to come. That's not the focal point. The focal point is you having it. You know how they always say to you, act like you already have it? I was talking to my sister about this, and I was like, you know, to teach you a little secret about manifesting. And she goes, what are you going to tell me? To act like I already have it and it'll happen? I'm like, that attitude. First of all, that attitude's got to go. And I explained to her, I said, it's not only about thinking about you have it and it'll come to you. It's actually feeling it. Feeling is the most important thing. Okay, it derives from feeling first. It comes from feeling first. So if you want that house, that mansion, right? I was about to say that mansion in a yacht. The first thing you have to do is not think about how big the lawn is and how you're going to mow it. You block it by thinking in your head, oh, there's going to be so many rooms for me to clean. I mean, hey, that might work in your favor too. Like, oh man, I got so many rooms to clean. No, I don't have rooms to clean. I get paid so much. I got a maid who does it. I got a cleaning service that I hire. And the cleaning service comes out every Thursday. Every Thursday, the cleaning service comes. And they clean my mansion. I have a lawnmower guy. A lawnmower company comes and takes care of the land. Hello, think big, people. Think big, use your imaginations. Like I tell my students, think bigger. Anything is possible. If I tell my students that, regardless of the age, now check that out, regardless of age, that's what I tell my students. Think big, anything is possible. Matter of fact, the universe likes it when you give the universe impossible tasks, right? So things that you think are impossible, the universe is like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, you see what I mean? So every day you wake up, you want to incorporate this into your life, into your living. Universe, make something good happen today. Make the most impossible of the impossible goods happen to me. You know, there is a way of living, and we call it us people who teach manifesting and us spiritual coaches. You know, any spiritual coach that you meet, that's a good spiritual coach or a good manifesting coach, a good life coach, period, will tell you law of assumption. Law of assumption. That's what attracts good things. And one of the coaches that I learned from myself, she always taught that if you get up in the morning and you bump your toe, you know, you hit your toe on the edge of something, and you automatically deem it as, oh, I'm going to have a bad day now. Because all you did was just bump your toe into something. You hit your toe into something. No big deal. Ice that bitch up. Put some socks on. Go to work. I mean, obviously put some shoes on too. Go to work. Or there's some people in the world. I knew a few people like this, that if it rained outside, oh, it's going to be a bad day. Why? Because it's raining? Really? That little faith? You know? And that's where it reminds me, yeah, it's raining, the clouds are there, but guess what? The sun is still out. Like, or some people who wanna use the moon to make moon water, but if they don't see the moon, they don't put their jar out. Hello, the moon is behind the clouds. It's still there. The energy of the moon is still in the atmosphere. Just because clouds are covering it doesn't mean it's not there. Just because something is covering something doesn't mean it's not there. That means it's there. It's just it's just covered for now. The energy is still there, especially with the moon energy. Every time there's a new moon or a full moon, guys, put your jars out there. Whether there's whether you see the moon or you don't see the moon. How about that one? How about that? So going back to explaining to you guys, get out of that mentality where you don't feel like you deserve something, because you do. And I know you probably have people around you who try to tell you that you don't deserve it. Those are the people that you want to be careful of. Those people know that you deserve it. That's why they tell you that you don't deserve it. It's called reverse psychology. They try to bring you down so you could know in your head that no, you're not going to get this. Like a long time ago, this person, he was a Taurus sun sign. And I had said to him, he was a friend of mine. He wasn't a friend, he was an acquaintance. You know, I use the word friend very, like, powerfully. To me, friend is very, like, you're a friend. Okay, you're like a friend. It holds a lot of importance. You know, I don't call everybody my friend. So anyway, he said to me something about, oh, you think you're all that. And I said, I am all that, honey. I was like, I am worthy. I was like, my temple is sacred. I am extremely worthy. That there are some people that should talk to me and some people that shouldn't talk to me. And he said, you're so self-centered. And I said, what am I supposed to be, you-centered? He didn't like that. Because he was used to going around bringing negativity onto people. That's the type of person he was. That's why I didn't call him a friend. I called him an acquaintance. It was just someone that I happened to meet on my spiritual journey along my path that I had to work with for a few months, right? We worked together, whatever we worked on. I did what I had to do, and then I moved myself away. That's what you got to do. Some of you people just get attached. You people don't understand that sometimes you're just there for the time being, for just for a little bit of a season. And I think our season was summer, fall, and winter was done. Done. We were working on a project. As soon as wintertime came around, the project, I walked off the project because I felt that it wasn't for me anymore. Where the project was going, And where he was taking it, what I had in mind and where he was taking it was totally not by the standards of what I live, right? It was not meeting the standards that I live in. You know, that's why I had to pull myself away. But you see the self-love right there. You see how much I love myself. I didn't care about what position I was in, what status I was in, how everybody was looking at me at that point. No, it was all about me. And I felt like what they were doing, what him and his crew was doing, and that I was helping with, wasn't meeting my standards, right? It wasn't taking me where I wanted to go. So I figured this is a good experience. This is good for the plot. It was good for the plot. So one day we're out in Brooklyn. We're doing a photo shoot. I was doing a photo shoot for him. And he says to me, oh, you know, you think you're all that. And because we were talking about dating. And I told him that I don't think I have met a guy that is worthy of being in my life, of being my king, you know, since I call myself a queen. If you know me well, you know that. And I said, you know, I have not found a guy that's worthy to be sitting next to me on my throne. And he goes, oh, with that attitude, you know, you're not going to find anyone. And I said, with this attitude, I am going to find the person that's for me. And I was like, thank you for your opinion. And then that's when he said to me, oh, you're so self-centered. I said, no, I'm perfectly self-centered because I'm not supposed to be you-centered, okay? That's always my comeback when someone says to me, you're self-centered. And I feel like the people that say that I'm self-centered are the ones who don't have much love for themselves. Because the people who I surround myself with, right, who are like me, who think highly of themselves, they don't call me self-centered, and I don't call them self-centered, because I see the respect that they have for themselves, and I love it. It makes me go wild because I love being around that energy. I love being around the energy of people that hold themselves in a high regard. Why? Because these are my people, because I hold myself in a high regard. Why am I going to put myself through pain? Why? Why am I going to put myself through struggle? Why? I struggled enough in my last incarnations. This life is strictly to just flow and be happy and be in tune with spirit. So why am I going to sit there and struggle? Why am I going to do the hard part? For what? I did the hard part already. Hard part's been done already. I'm just coasting now. Most of you don't realize that you're supposed to be coasting. A lot of you are trying to get to the finish line, trying to get to the end. Why? Why are you trying to get there so fast? You put so much burden on yourself. You put so much heaviness on yourself when you try to get to somewhere you're not supposed to be there yet. Five years ago, I wanted to be there so badly, right? Here, where I am now, I wanted to be here 5 years ago so badly. And a person I knew had said to me, you're going through this on purpose, and you're doing it to yourself, because later on you're going to turn back and you're going to look and you're going to appreciate what you did to yourself. And I was like, I'm doing this to myself. At that point, I was an upcoming tarot reader. You know, like I didn't have much clients, and I was trying to get clients. I was trying to have my business grow. Now my business is completely grown. You know, 5 years ago it wasn't. 5 years ago I was crying like, why am I not getting readings? Why isn't anybody booking with me? Right? That was my attitude. I want to smack myself now. But I had to do that because I had to learn the law of assumption. I had to learn the law of attraction. I had to understand that it doesn't start with me whining. It starts with me thinking highly of myself. So hence I started speaking over myself. I have a wonderful business. My business helps other people. My business charges a wonderful price that people are able to afford. That's why people love my business. This is what I was speaking over myself, okay? And lo and behold, now you guys, hello, you guys, you know who I am. You know what I do. You know how I help you guys out. To my clients, I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for coming into my life and my business's life. Thank you. We're very grateful for you. This is how you think about yourself. This is how you think about the thing that you love. Like if you have a passion, you treat your passion like a baby. Like my passion is spirituality, right? And helping others. I treat it like a baby. I keep it protected from all negative things. What do you do with a baby, especially a newborn baby? You keep it protected. You don't bring it out and you don't show it to people, because newborn babies are more susceptible to the evil eye and negative energy. So if you just had a baby, keep it in the house. Keep it in the house for 40 days. That's what my grandmother would say. 40 days, keep it in the house. You too, mom, stay in the house for 40 days. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but I think I'm going to do a video on why in the Islamic culture, in the like the Pakistani, Indian, Bangladesh, people from Asia, we tell our newly moms to stay in the house for 40 days. I don't know if it's, for some cultures it's 40 days, some cultures it's 30 days. Basically, till your period stops, stay in the house, because you're more susceptible to negative energy and evil eye, you and mom and the baby at that point, because you guys are, well, mom just came back from the brink of death by delivering, and baby is a new soul. So there's so many things out there, like darkness, jinns, blah, 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 that are ready to jump the host, jump this newly, energy, this newly fragrance of innocence, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, if you're pregnant, stay in the house. Stay in the house after you have the baby. But, people do what they want to do, but I like to keep protected. And the old ways worked, they still work. So why fix something that isn't broke, right? Don't fix it if it ain't broke. Leave it alone. Keep doing it. It's been working for our ancestors. It'll work for you too. Okay. What you could do is you could tweak it up a little bit, do 45 days, add 5 more days to that. Don't let people visit your house so they don't bring that negative energy into your, to tell them to wait. I'll do a showing of the baby in 45 days. Like the showing of the, whatchamacallit, the coming of age. Yes. It's like I said, but anyways, off topic. We were getting off topic here, right? But I think somebody needs to hear that. So what we do is we need to start speaking over ourselves. We need to get out of our lack mentality. We need to, I meet a lot of people that whine and complain a lot. And that's not my cup of tea. I can't be around people who complain and whine. You know why? Because I have to protect my spirituality. People whining and complaining and just being, and oh my God. That energy is so heavy. Just by me doing that, I felt heavy. This is why I don't like being around people. That's why people are like, why do you always like being alone or around one or two people? I said, because I pick and choose who I put in my energy. When you're around a lot of people, you have these people that get in to your energy, the whiners and the complainers. Whining and complaining, in my eyes, is low vibration. Okay? Being happy, being grateful, being in gratitude is high vibration. A lot of us, when we wake up in the morning, first of all, we need to be grateful that we woke the fuck up. That's number 1. Number 2, we should be grateful that we are healthy enough to wake up and to move around and about our rooms, our houses, right? We should be grateful that we have cars. We should be grateful that we have legs, that we have means of transportation. Gratitude starts like that. You build it up, right? Grateful for the food. Grateful for your job. If you're happy with your job. If you're not happy with your job, change it. Stop complaining and stop whining about it. Change your job. Make an effort to look for something that you would be happy in. Okay? That's another thing people don't like to do. They don't like to make the effort to actually make themselves happy. They know how to complain about not being happy, but they will not make the effort to make themselves happy. When something so little, by just changing your job, will make you happy. It'll give you a purpose, a reason to wake up every day. I hear a lot of people talk about how stressful their jobs are. Okay, but did you choose that? So you knew the stress you were walking into. Why didn't you not choose something that was stressful? I don't get it. Like, if you know you bought if you're a size 5, right? You're a size 5.5, and you bought a size 7, you know it's not going to fit, right? Or if you're a size 7 and you buy a 5.5 shoe, you know it's going to be tight, right? You know it's going to be stressful to walk your big ass feet in that 5.5, right? So why did you buy it? Well, because it was cheap. But I don't understand. Were you going to cut your toes off to fit in that shoe? It's all about that, guys. Where your comfort is, where you are happy, where you are comfortable and where you are happy, you will multiply more. A lot of you don't understand. Most of you operate in a sense where your human design, if you don't know what a human design is, please look it up in Google. I don't think I have enough time to go over what a human design is in this message, but I will in the future. You're designed, some of you are designed to be happy. When you're happy, you manifest from your happiness. And it could be the littlest things. But when you're sad and you're depressed and you're not happy, and you're trying to manifest, and you'll wonder, why isn't it coming in? Why isn't anything working out for me? Where's my motivation? Is because you need to pull yourself out of that energy. Some of you have been sitting in that stagnant energy for such a long time. I would suggest getting some Palo Santos, putting it on the lighting it up, putting it on the floor, and standing over it so the smoke can rise from all of your chakras up to the top. Okay? Sometimes just cleansing out the aura, the outline of our aura is not enough. Sometimes you need to stand over that smoke. Okay? If you can understand what I'm saying, go for it. If not, ask me in the comments. I'll try to explain it. But get some Palo Santos. Get some frankincense, right? Get some sandalwood. Light it and place yourself over it. Because sometimes most of your sacral chakras are blocked because of negative energy and gunk. And this will cleanse it for you. Okay? Try to do that. Cleanse your energy. Cleanse your space. Cleanse everything around you. Clean your room. Wash your floors. Cleanliness, being clean is a high vibration. The more the cleaner you are, the higher you vibrate also, okay? So don't go to the gym and come back and not shower. Go to the gym, come back and shower. Okay, you'll feel so much better. I don't know how people do that. Go to the gym and come back and not shower. Like, oh, don't you get sweat bumps? Sorry. My ADD is kicking in. I got distracted by my own conversation with my own self. So, cleansing, the state of being clean, because I can't say that word, cleanliness. I can't. This will mess me up. Being in the state of cleanliness, being in the state of being clean is where you need to be. That's why we tell you, drink more water, detox yourself. Don't eat food with red dye in it. Don't eat fast food. Try to stay away from meat, especially meat that is hunted, or killed in a very cruel and in a humane way. Honestly, stay away from meat, especially red meat. That's my opinion, because that's the way I eat. I don't know, because I know some of you guys probably wonder, like, what does Nosheen eat? How does her diet look? I have a very clean diet that I don't do red meat. I don't. It's for some reason it just makes me feel very heavy afterwards. Like, I'll have a hamburger and I'll just feel so heavy and sluggish. So I think it's too much protein for me. Okay, or whatever, creatine for me. Now turkey, I love turkey. I love going into a food coma after eating turkey. I could eat turkey all year round. Maybe because it tastes good and it feels good too. But you start with your diet. You start from within. A lot of times you don't understand, in order to get into that high vibration, you have to start from within. When you start from within, and it takes time. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to keep working on it. It's like liquid chlorophyll. Drinking liquid chlorophyll one day doesn't do anything. You have to adapt your body to it. You have to have your body acclimate to it. So when you start acclimating to your affirmations, you start acclimating to what you're speaking over yourself, you're going to start seeing changes in your life. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. When you start to see the changes in your life, that's when you actually start to believe that you're worthy of the things that you're asking for. Like, a lot of times people will tell you, and I think I've said this in another video or in my TikTok, somewhere I've said this, because I feel like I'm having deja vu right now, where if you want a good-looking spouse, a spouse that is well off, a spouse that is honest and caring and giving, but also good looking, right? Attraction is everything, guys, at the end of the day. Come on, let's just all be real about this. Some people will tell you, you can't have all three. Either the guy you either meet or the girl you either meet will be ugly, but they'll be rich, or will be smart, but won't be that handsome, whatever. No, that's not, stop, get that out of your head. You could have that. You just have to believe in it. You're worthy of it. I don't care what you look like. You want a good looking spouse, you can get that. You just have to speak it over yourself, and you have to believe it. You have to live in that, meaning you have to believe that the person that you're in love with, you are totally attracted to them and they're attracted to you. Okay? A lot of times what happens is we settle. Like, oh, he's all right. His hair is thinning, but he makes a lot of money and he has a nice car. His hair is thinning, though. Get that man some hair plugs. Why are you suffering? Because your aerial view, you're going to be disgusted. You're going to be turned off every time you have an aerial view of this man's head. I'm just giving an example, guys. Okay? And if he's making that much money and he has to drive such a good car, why won't he get hair plugs? Not that I have anything against men who have thin hair. I'm just giving an example. So don't come from my throat. I'm allowed to give examples. Okay? So I personally like guys with thick hair. That's why I'm saying that. If your hair is thin, I'm picky. I'm superficial like that. And I'm not afraid to admit it. You know what I mean? And then, yes, and admit that. Admit that about yourself. That you're superficial. But you do appreciate that. Okay? A lot of times I see these beautiful women with these men. And I'm being judgy right now. Absolutely, I'm being fucking judgy. And I don't care. Look at yourself. Okay? You're a queen. Why are you with a loser? Why are you with a subject? And that's not even a royal subject. It's a peasant. That is the attitude you want to have. Men and women. Men, you're a king. Why are you messing with that key saying from over there? You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is, hold yourself in a high standard. Do for you that you want others to do for you. So if you buy yourself flowers, you take yourself out to dinner, you buy yourself nice shoes, do not go with someone who's mediocre, who can't even buy you a rose, who can't even buy you a cup of coffee, who wants to meet up with you but just never contributes to anything. You know, always wants you to drive to them, always wants you to pick up the food. Like, what are you, the mama? If you have kids, and you're dating a man who wants a mother too, you want to adopt another child. These are the things we need to think about. And women and men, again, I got to put the men in there. Stop giving away so much. Stop being husband and wife material to people who are not even giving you a text back. This is where you raise your vibration. This is where you raise your standards. Know what you don't want, so this way you know what you want. A lot of us, we need to work with what we don't want, right? We definitely don't want that. Nope. And if we see it, say no to it. I don't care how cute he is. I don't care what the hell he drives. You saw, like, for me, it's like, I'll give you an example. I don't like know-it-all guys. Guys that are arrogant and know-it-alls. Like, ugh, please shut up. Go away. I don't care how cute he is. I don't care what he drives. I don't care what his status is. If he's a know-it-all, guess what? He's going to be a know-it-all. Every time I speak to him about anything, he going to act like he know-it-all. And it's going to get worse as I get older, because I'm going to get irritable as I get older. You want to find somebody as you get older to make you less irritable. That is the key to the game. If he irritates you now, believe it or not, it's going to get more irritating as you get older. You know? Think about it. The way he chews now, if it bothers you now, ugh, it's going to get even worse. Trust me, I know by example, okay? I've been through this experience myself. So now what you want to do is you see these things and don't settle. Hold yourself at a high standards. That is the law of assumption that I perceive it as. Like, you know what? The reason why this guy is talking to me, you know, who doesn't even meet my standards, is because I'm not meeting my standards. Whenever you find something creeping into your life, always look at it like, okay, fine, this is me. I brought this in here. I created this. So I need to go back to the drawing board and I need to delete this out and recreate something else. Start holding yourself at a high standard. Start treating yourself like the king and the queen that you are, and watch the universe send you someone that will treat you like the king and the queen that you are. But if you keep sitting there and saying that, oh, but I don't deserve that. I don't deserve a man to take me out. I don't deserve a man to take me on trips and spend money on me. Why not? Why? If somebody wants to spend money on you, okay, that's their prerogative. That's their free will. Let them spend money on you. You spend money on people too, right? Why did you spend it on them? Because you like them, because you care about them. You wanted them to have it. It was your free will. You did it. Nobody told you to do it. So now if somebody wants to do it for you, why are you backing out? Why do you feel like this, oh, you know, oh, no, I don't deserve it. Please, you do deserve it, okay? This person is in your energy. Their compensation is your energy. Being in your energy is making them feel good, and because it makes them feel good, they want to buy you a diamond bracelet. Okay, that just sounds good to me. You know what I mean? Because they like being in your company, they like being in your energy, they want to take you out to dinner, they want to pay for you to eat with them. What's so bad about that? You deserve that. All right? The other thing I really, really want to emphasize, and then I'm gonna say goodbye, is when people bring you things that don't meet your standards, don't settle for it. Like if you have a like let's talk about the love bombing, right? I seen a TikTok where the girl was like, "You love bombing me? Good, you should. I deserve it." And I just started cracking up because she's right though. But I mean, everyone. I'm not saying love bombing is good. I personally can't stand love bombing. I laugh when a guy love bombs me. I really do, because being intuitive, I can already tell by meeting someone how far this is gonna go. All right, being intuitive, listening to my spirit guides will snitch on anybody, okay? Because they're loyal to me. So when I meet someone or I meet a guy, within a few minutes, I know what this is going to be between us. This is going to be a relationship. This is going to be a fling. This is going to be me talking to them and just as a friend, and then they're just going to, like, you know, I don't know, disappear in the void or whatever, like most of them do. But like, you know what I mean? So when a guy says to me things like, "Oh, this," I'm trying to think, and I can't think of any example right now because I feel like, in case those guys are watching, you know, my God, here we go. This is what happens when you do things like this. Oh, well. So I had a guy tell me that I was perfect for him and this and that and blah, 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 blah. I would just sit there and giggle at him. I would giggle like, "You're right. You're absolutely right. I am perfect. I am perfect. Thank you. Thank you." Now, inside, I knew he was love bombing. And I already told myself, I already had this conversation with myself, this boy is love bombing like crazy, all right? Or do we want to continue with this? And I was like, yeah, can we continue with this for one more week? My ego loves it. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I did. I continued it for a few weeks, not even. And then I just said, "Look, I'm not interested anymore. This is boring." He got upset. Oh, well, he should have been more genuine instead of just love bombing. Because a lot of guys think that women, especially women at my age, come on, guys, we've seen it all. I'm in my early 40s, okay? I've seen it all, been there, done that, heard it, saw it. It's like now it's like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing. It's not a surprise to me. It's not like, "Oh my God, yes, he bought me roses." Okay, I had someone in my life bring me roses, and I'm talking about bouquets, big bouquets every weekend. I dated someone for 5 years, almost married this individual, and he brought me bouquets every weekend. He was a wedding photographer. So every weekend there was a wedding. So what he would do is he would bring a bouquet from the wedding home to me. So I've had a guy bring me flowers. Someone bringing me flowers into my life doesn't mean anything, because not only that, because he used to do that for me every weekend, bring me a bouquet of flowers, I bring myself bouquets of flowers every weekend now. Like today, I will go out and I'll buy a bouquet of flowers and I'll put it in my room. Why? Because I think it's pretty. You know me, you know I love flowers. So that's what I'm saying. I've had that in my life. I've had someone take me to trips. Same person. We used to, every year, we would do a trip. We would do a vacation and we would go outside of the state, or we would go outside of the country. So it's not like, but if you haven't had that, I can understand that. You know, that if someone offers that to you, please say yes. It's fun. It's a really good experience. Don't think about how long you're going to stay with that person or how long you're going to be with that person. If you're feeling it in the moment and the person is willing to take you, go. What's holding you back there? Huh? Are you getting caught up with, "Oh, but I don't know if we're going to be together. I don't know if this is what's going to happen." How are you going to know if you don't try it? That's what I'm trying to say. All right? Sometimes you need to look at the past and see how you were treated in order to understand how you want to be treated. Okay? Like for me, for instance, I fortunately come from a past that I was treated well by all of my exes. I have 2 exes, right? Both of my exes treated me very well. Unfortunately, it didn't work out between us because we weren't the right people for each other. We were the right people for each other at the time that we were dealing with each other. But to further it into becoming life partners, we weren't compatible in those areas. See, you see how I'm even addressing my past relationships? There's no hate, there's no envy, there's no jealous, there's no greed. It's basically understanding that, okay, it didn't work with them because they weren't the people for me, right? All three of us, I have two exes. They're off doing their thing and they're happy in their life. I'm doing my thing. I'm happy in my life. None of us looks back at each other and says, oh, that was the one. Because we weren't the one for each other. The time that we shared together was the most beautifulest times that we've had. Yes, we had our ups and downs, but there were still beautiful moments that we had. I took those beautiful moments and I moved on. I don't know what they took, but I took the beautiful moments and moved on. And I realized that in life, that's what it's about. It's about the beautiful moments. We're all going to have negative times, but we should not get attached to the negative times. A lot of times people believe that once they get their heart broken, they can't love again. First of all, newsflash, you broke your own heart. Okay? Well, how did you break your own heart? Because you set expectations. When you don't expect anything, you don't break your heart. When you don't want something, a lot of you break your heart because you wanted that relationship. You wanted that marriage from them. You wanted something from them. That's why it broke your heart. But if you let go of the wants and you just walk and you just enjoy whatever you're given at the time. Because if you, for all you know, that's what you're meant to get at that time. And if it turns into marriage, it turns into marriage. If it just turns into a relationship for 6 months and it was a relationship for 6 months, try to understand what you needed to learn. Like what I learned from my previous relationship that I had, I learned that I am awesome. I am a good person. You know what I mean? I should be treated sweetly. I should be treated like a queen because that's how my ex treated me. Okay? And now you're going to be like, well, if he treated you like that, why aren't you with him? Because we're not meant to be together. Hello? That's the hello, intelligence. It didn't matter. At the end of the day, it didn't matter. It didn't deem in God's eyes. God didn't want us together, so we're not together. I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, he was the only one who treated me like a queen. I'm never going to find anybody else other than him. No. If he did it, there's going to be more that are going to do it. Obviously, there's something special about me. Look at yourself like you're special. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. When you start putting yourself at a high standard, it is easier for you to manifest things, especially when it comes to love and what you want love to bring towards you. When you go out there and you cut yourself short, you sell yourself short, right? You also cut yourself short. That's when you settle. That's when you go for these things that bring you problems, that bring you headaches. Long time ago, an elder said to me, if it's from God, it will be headache free. If it's not from God, it'll be full of headaches. If it's from God, it will be anxiety free. If it's not from God, it will be full of anxiety. So if you're the one sitting there talking about, you don't know if he likes you or not, and you don't know if he's going to call you back or not, if he's going to text you back or not, that's not from God. Because it's giving you anxiety and you're thinking about all these things. That's not from the universe. When it's from the universe, it flows so freely. You just get along. It's a heart connection that is basically connected by the universe. Of course, it's going to flow. It's going to be genuine. It's going to flow. It's going to feel so light. It's going to feel like it just belongs. Like it's a square that belongs in the square, not a square that belongs in a rectangle. Think about those things. I think sometimes we need to be reminded of that. And it's old teaching, but again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This has been working. This has been working with our ancestors and it worked with us. That if it brings you joy, it's from the universe. If it brings you sorrow, obviously it's not from the universe. Let it go. Prophet Muhammad said the most beautifulest thing. I love Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Oh, peace be unto him. I look at him as a mentor, as a teacher. Most of my teachings and most of my beliefs come from Prophet Muhammad. He said, let go of that which does not bring you peace in your heart. If it doesn't bring you peace, let it go. Because it's not from the Almighty. It is not from that higher power. It is not from the greatest one. You know what I mean? Please keep that with you today on Friday. Try to apply that into your life. If there's a conversation that brings you joy, talk about it more. If it's a conversation that brings you sorrow, or if it puts you down or it breaks your heart, stop talking to that person. If you constantly talk to this person and all they do is bring you down, stop talking to them. You're breaking your own heart. You're digging your own grave. You're doing this to your own self because you, at the end of the day, have free will. You are the creator, right? You are the creator of what's going on in your life. The universe created you to create more. So create good things, all right? Go. Go, guys. Have fun. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I love you guys. Until next time, take care.